It's a great day, man. I'm just happy to be alive, and I'm just grateful to be in this situation right now, putting that out in the universe. And had it not been for my daughter, I wouldn't even be this focused, you know what I'm saying? So respect is given to those people that really. In 2007, I was a freshman at Northeastern, and I bought a car, and that actually led to the accident that changed the trajectory of my future. I lost half of my pinky trying to work on my car, and that led to a Great Depression and the years after my grandparents died. So I really had to look within myself and figure out, you know, what steps I could take to become my best version, and more importantly, get out of the rut that I was in. So these accidents, you know, that main one, the pinky, I think defined my life and my future, because it's a reminder every day I look at it and realize, wow, life is fragile, and I gotta give it my all. You know, I've always been the type to read books. I read a lot of books. When I was younger, I dabbled in a lot of books. I also dabbled in entrepreneurship, actually. When I was very young, back in the days we didn't have money. My parents, my father was a low-income, first-generation Asian American. He worked at a restaurant, and my mother stayed home. So I made the decision that day to sell lemonade, because that was our only way, you know. So I always had an entrepreneurship mindset, and I ventured outside of my house to sell some lemonade. And ultimately, I ended up selling lemonade at Harvard Yard to the Harvard students when I was very young.
Nice.
And you know, people always looked at me as the type that was a natural-born leader, and more importantly, you know, I always took the initiative myself to get what I could, you know. So my passions when I was younger was just reading and just selling things and just selling my word. I think some of the decisions I made, although it caused great accidents in my life and great tragedy, it led to me being who I am today. So some of my greatest adversities I used as a fuel and a driving force to become my greatest version. I think about this every day because I got a pinky missing, and it's crazy, but when I sleep, I got nerve damage because of my lost pinky, and you know, these accidents really changed the person I am today. My father came here from a third world country 20 years ago, and he came here on a lottery visa with the hope of finding a better opportunity for his family and to move up socially. There was roadblocks in Nepal and a social hierarchy that didn't allow Nepalese people to move up. From rags to riches, it was not possible. You know, everything in Nepal was just rags. There was no riches, and the United States was almost a big ticket for us to find a better way of life. And I think what I really love about myself, my last name actually means someone that's versed in the past, future, and the present. So what I really love about myself is that I have the drive that my father has. You know, he came here and risked his whole life, and life has been a risk. So I realize anything is possible, you know? It definitely gives me an edge over everyone, because the roadblocks and the pitfalls and the obstacles that my parents and my family and my people from Nepal have had to face. You know, my father worked double jobs and he hardly broke 60, so, and my mother was sick. She's been sick her whole life. She was schizophrenic, and she's diabetic, so my father has had to work a lot, and seeing him, you know, devote his whole life to his family has given me the edge to become my greatest version. I think one of my weaknesses is that I look at some of the turning points in my life, my pinky, the motor vehicle accident that happened in 2015 where someone hit me and both of us got into a fatal accident, and I remember the doctor telling me, you're not even supposed to be here. So I tend to look at the past, but every time I look at the past, it ends up being my strength, because it's a reminder that life is short and life is fragile, and even if we were to live 1,000 years, it would be a simple proverbial drop in the ocean. So, you know, my weakness is in turn my strength, because it's a constant reminder. Every day is tough, every day is a roadblock, but you know, when I get up, I realize, man, life is short. what really motivated me to pursue these prestigious universities is because we didn't have nothing growing up. What motivated me was just the struggles. So the fact that I'm from a third world country, the fact that my country 2 years ago went through a really bad earthquake that totally destroyed the social, political, and the economic infrastructure of Nepal, and we've had 300 years of instability, and that motivates me to become my greatest version, because I feel like I could be that unifying voice to bring all Nepali people together and unify Nepal and you know, let it be a great nation that it once was. I think what separates me from everyone else is I'm hungry. I can never forget the struggles that my father had to face. He came here on a visa, you know, on a hope, and now we have a house in Somerville. You know, I have a daughter, and I wanna provide for her. The fact that I wanna move up so that my family and I could bring my family together, my daughter together, and more importantly my country together, you know. So I'm not even from this country, so everything is a big deal for me, you know, whereas someone else that probably grew up here and grew up in this society, they might take it for granted, but hey, I'm not even supposed to be here, so I'm just a third world country kid from Nepal, you know, with a hope and a dream.